Hi, good morning, my dear student. Today we are going to discuss your class 11th history chapter the three order. The, the three order as you know my previous class where I have clearly explained about this chapter three order, where I have discussed some word which is very important for you. Which word? The first word, that was the three order. Order it means this is it shows the categorization of society, European society. And if you remember my previous class where I told you a story about the categorization of society, it was not only categorized in Europe but also whole world. Where I have discussed that in India also the Varna system, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. Similarly, if you see here the European society, during which time we are going to discuss that after the fall of Roman Empire, between 9th to 16th century, the Western Europe categorized into three classes. The clergy, this class is called clergy, first order. This class is class nobility, second order, and that class that was third order. I hope that's why you can understand that's why the chapter name is three order. We are going to read about the categorization of society which directly influence the whole history. I need to say that the economical history, political history, social history and such type of others also. In this chapter, it also important that first time the German historians, their name was Bloch. Mark Bloch. Mark Bloch was the first person. He was intellectual who think that the history does never mean the only study of the political kings and their opportunities. History, it means that except the king's opportunity, we have to also understand about that the common peoples and their life, the socio-economic bonds, the understanding, the connection with the social, cultural and economic. I hope you are getting what I am saying. When you will read this chapter, starting portion, where clear mention that what we are going to read in this chapter, we shall learn about the socio-economic and political change which occurred in the Western Europe between the 9th and 16th century. Which occurred when 9th to 16th century. What we are going to read? We are going to read about that the fall of the Roman Empire and the history according to that. We will try to focus the social status during 9th to 16th century when the fall of that empire, Roman Empire. And one more thing which is important, which I want to discuss with you, that is the religion. During 4th century, the Christianity was the official religion of that empire. So according to this, the Christianity, the society categorized into three parts. First part is called clergy, second part is called nobility, and third part is called peasantry. It is clear-cut instructions. One by one you will see that what I am saying. First, we will also read on that class. We had also read on that class the feudal. What is the meaning of feudal? Feudal means a piece of land. Feudal means a piece of land. One by one, we will try to explain all the points which is mentioned on board, and you have to be concentrate in this class, and when you will concentrate, then you can easily understand the whole chapter. This chapter is very easy. The various terms. Okay, let us come. The feudal, their meaning is piece of land. Feudal is a German word. Feud, it means land. Feudal, it means piece of land. The feudalism, that word, feudalism clearly explain about that the race socio-economic relation during that time. फ्यूडलिज्म जमीन में लोगों की अपने संबंध, अपनी चीजों को एक्सप्लेन करने की बात करता है. तो यहां पे एक चीज एकदम क्लियर है. इस चैप्टर में हम एक ऐसी व्यवस्था के बारे में पढ़ने जा रहे हैं जिसमें हमें जमीन से जुड़े हुए, लैंड और लैंड से कनेक्टेड सभी लोगों के बारे में हम यहां बात करेंगे. हम यहां ये भी देखेंगे कि किस तरीके से एक एक वर्ग एक दूसरे से कनेक्टेड था, एंड व्हाट वाज देयर प्रॉब्लम्स. इवन if you remember my previous class where I explained, you get studies on that day that what the clergy and nobility they enjoyed as a prosperous life, but the peasantry, they were faced so many difficulties. Their condition was very miserable. So sometimes they become rebellion. Various times they face a lot of critical conditions. When we will discuss one by one the clergy, nobility and peasantry, you can understand that why I am saying that sentence. मैं ऐसा क्यों कर रहा हूँ? Why I am saying that word? I hope you have remembered. Because we have discussed this chapter. I think this is the second time when I am going to discuss this chapter. Okay, let us come and try to understand this chapter. Let us start the first chapter. कहता है कि in this chapter we shall learn about the socio-economic and political changes which occurred in the Western Europe, the Roman Empire. Many groups of the Germanic people from Eastern and Central Europe occupied the regions of Italy, Spain and France. In the absence of any unifying political forces, military protect one's land became very important. The social organization was therefore centered on the control of land. Its features were derived from both the imperial Roman religion of the Roman Empire from the 4th century. The Christianity, the official religion of the Roman Empire from the 4th century, survived the collapse of Rome that gradually spread to Central and Northern Europe. The church also became a major landholder and the political power in Europe. Dear student, it is the very important things that the clergy and nobility who were landholders. But the third estates, the number of peoples, no doubt it was very high, but they have no land. They were helpless to provide their services on the land of church and noble. They lived in manorial state, and what conditions they suffer in manorial state, that is not so good. That was not in favor of that type of peasantry groups. These are all I have discussed in your previous class. One by one you have to understand. My dear student, I have also told you the story of Bloch. Mark Bloch, he was the great historian who pointed out that the socio-economic history is very fruitful for us to understand the condition of the common people during 9th to 16th century. And having what? Collected the various evidences like diary, like official documents, like others. They collected information. On the basis of that, he tried to explain the condition of the common people. and it is unfortunately, I mean to say that it was unfortunately the black Swedish society about European, particular French society between 900 to 13, describing in the remarkable detailed socio-relation and the hierarchy, land management and the popular culture of the period. This is the critical condition for that. Okay, so on the basis of that you can easily understand. Dear student, in this topic, the three main things, I mean to say that if you will minutely observe about the society, I mean to say that the Western European society, it was divided into three parts. First, clergy. Second, nobility. And third, that was peasantry. Clergy, it means they were priests. Nobility, it means they were royal person or royal family people. And peasantry, it means liar, peasant, lawyer, artisan, worker, and these type of others. Dear student, here if you will see the whole thing, then you can easily understand that the clergy, it is a very small group. Nobility, this is also a small group, but the peasantry, it was a very vast and broad group. The peasantry peoples, they were exploited by that groups. As you know, as I inform you, that the landowners, only the clergy groups and the nobility groups. Nobility and clergy, they had land. But the peasantry, they had no land. They have to pay their services on that lands. Clergy and nobility, इनकी जमीनों पे काम करना पड़ता था इन्हें, किसे, इस वर्ग को. तो I mean to say that this is the very important thing which you have to understand, that the person, the peasantry class of the peoples, it was faced the various problem. And the Mark Bloch was the great historian. He was shot in Nazism. I mean to say the Second World War. उसको नाजिज्म के जब चल रहा था जर्मनी में, तो उसे गोली मार के उसकी हत्या कर दी गई. और तब उसने जितना भी काम किया इतिहास में सोशियो इकोनॉमिक हिस्ट्री को बताने में, वो सबसे महत्वपूर्ण था. The work of Mark Bloch, it is admirable to understand the socio-economic and political history of the Western Europe, and during 9th to 16th century, the social condition of the whole Europe. My dear student, and what I tell you in the starting of this class, that the concept of the classification of the society, it was not only in India but also the whole world. In India, the one system. Similarly, in Europe, that system, the three order. And according to three order, the society categorized into three parts: clergy, nobility, and peasantry. The clergy, it means the priest, it means the persons who involved, who directly connected with the church or the religious work. The nobility, it means they were the royal peoples, it means the persons who uses the administrative work or who control the whole, I mean to say that administration. And third, the peasantry, they were the common people. These are all I explained with you. There is no need to explain these points again. So you have to mind, because when we are going to discuss the feudalism, these all points have to come. And one word in the previous class, which I told you, that the medieval era. The medieval era in Europe. The medieval era, one word, that is what? The word medieval era. This word is important. Why? Because without it you cannot understand that's the meaning of the medieval era. Medieval era का मतलब क्या होता है? मध्यकाल. Medieval era. Dear student, medieval era, according to that era, in India, if medieval era, it is very easy to understand you if you will compare both era and the datings. Dating क्या है इसकी? यहाँ पे यूरोप में क्या डेटिंग है और इंडिया में क्या डेटिंग ली जाती है? यूरोप में इसकी डेटिंग है कब से कब तक? कहता है 5 to 15th century. When 5th to 15th century AD. That is called the medieval era. In the special concept of यूरोप में मेडल एरा उस काल को कहते हैं जब 5th to 15th सेंचुरी की घटनाएं हो रही थी. इन इंडियन सिनेरियो द मिडिल एरा that here the two concepts according to some historians the middle era started from 712 to 707. That is called middle era. But one other groups, what they believe? Other group believe that the date 1192 to 707. इतिहास, भारत के इतिहास में मध्यकाल की जो गणना की गई है, मध्यकाल की जो डेटिंग निकाली गई है, वो अलग अलग है. जैसे अगर यूरोप के कॉन्सेप्ट में मध्यकाल मिडिल एरा के बारे में बात करें तो ये मिडिल एरा यूरोप के संदर्भ में आती है. वो टाइमिंग है उसकी विदाउट एनी हेजिटेशंस. यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड द टाइम 5th to 15th सेंचुरी, 5 से 15वीं सदी, 5th to 15th सेंचुरी, दैट टाइम of the middle era of the Europe. I mean to say that the term the medieval era refers to the period in European history between the 5th and the 15th century. But in the Indian scenario, the term medieval era referred to the period in India, the history, Indian history between the 712 to 707, but according to some other historians, that time was 1192 to 1777, death of Aurangzeb. So that is the vast differences between the medieval era. So when we say that we are going to study that history of the medieval era, हम इतिहास के उस चरण को पढ़ने जा रहे हैं जिसको मध्यकाल कहते हैं, मिडिल एरा कहते हैं. तो यू कैन नेवर इंटररिलेट विद द यूरोपियन मिडिल एरा टू what? The Indian middle era. I am telling about the time, not I am telling about the incidents, घटनाएं. You can compare the incidents which happened in European era, the what incidents happened, which type of social changes, political changes, economical changes happened during that time in middle era, and these type of changes happened in Europe. Both you can compare, but as far as the matter of time, यू कैन नॉट सिमिलाइज देम. दोनों को आप एक साथ नहीं रख सकते, दोनों की डेटिंग अलग अलग है. इंडिया में तो देर आर सो मेनी conflicts between that time period. Marxists believe that the time started from 712 to 712 to 1707, and others they believe that 1192 to 1707. 1192 it means Battle of Tarain, second battle Tarain, and 712 to it means यहाँ पे the अरब इन्वेडेड, भारत में अरबों के आक्रमण से डेट हो. तो ये हुआ हमारे यहाँ डेटिंग की बात, और इसी के आधार पे हम इस चैप्टर को पूरा डिटेल करेंगे. अब हम बात करेंगे दूसरे महत्वपूर्ण पॉइंट्स पे, वो है फ्यूडलिज्म. Feudalism एक वर्ड है, फ्यूडलिज्म। फ्यूडलिज्म को अगर तोड़ेंगे तो फ्यूडल, FUDEL, फ्यूडल, दैट वाज द जर्मन वर्ड। I hope you have no doubt. There will be no doubt in your mind that that is the German word. According to that, the feudal, it means a piece of land. Feudal means a piece of land. When I write that word, that sentence, the piece of land, that word clearly derived to feudalism. एंड फ्यूडल इट मीन्स फ्यूडलिज्म। इट मीन्स जब हमने ये वर्ड लिखा, जब हमने फ्यूडल लिखा तो फ्यूडल से फ्यूडलिज्म, और फ्यूडलिज्म में कई सारी चीजें इंक्लूड हो जाएंगी। जैसे क्या क्या, जैसे लैंड से जुड़ी हुई चीजें, इस जमीन से जुड़ी हुई चीज, कौन कौन सी चीज, कौन लोग कनेक्ट होंगे? नो डाउट टू से दैट इन द जस्ट माई लेक्चर I inform you that the two groups, they were landowner group, they were clergy and they were nobility। तो लैंड किसके पास होगी? लैंड, यहाँ पे लैंड, यहाँ पे आप इजी है तो समझ सकते हैं। लैंड तो किसके पास होगी? एक फर्स्ट क्लर्जी प्लस सेकेंड क्लर्जी के साथ साथ जो सेकेंड ग्रुप होगा वो कौन होगा? वो होगा नोबेल। ये वो ग्रुप है जिनके पास जमीन का टुकड़ा है, और दूसरा ग्रुप जो इस फ्यूडलिज्म से कनेक्टेड होगा वो कौन होगा? पीजेंट्स। तो ये जो दूसरा ग्रुप है पीजेंट्स, जो इससे कनेक्टेड है, अब हम पूरी जो हिस्ट्री पढ़ेंगे, व्हाट वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस अबाउट द हिस्ट्री ऑफ दिस चैप्टर, दैट वाज बेस्ड ऑन दैट ओनली टू ग्रुप्स एंड देयर बॉन्डिंग। इनके बीच के संबंधों के आधार पर चैप्टर को पढ़ने का प्रयास करें। तो आप एक चीज तो क्लियर हो गई आपकी कि हम इस चैप्टर में क्या पढ़ेंगे, हम क्या पढ़ने जा रहे हैं। सपोज कम टू योर बुक, कम टू पॉइंट्स, व्हाट राइट्स इन योर बुक, क्या लिखा है आपकी बुक में? देखिए, द टर्म फ्यूडलिज्म हैज बीन यूज्ड बाय हिस्टोरियंस टू डिस्क्राइब द इकोनॉमिक, लीगल, पॉलिटिकल एंड सोशल रिलेशनशिप दैट एग्जिस्टेड इन यूरोप इन द मिडिल एरा। The word middle era that had come here, without any confusion, you have to think, you have to what? Guess. आपको गेस कर लेना चाहिए कि हम किस एरा की बात कर रहे हैं। 5th to 15th सेंचुरी के बीच की बात कर रहे हैं। ओके, अगेन आई एम गोइंग टू रीड दिस लाइन एंड ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट व्हाट वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस। डियर स्टूडेंट, द टर्म फ्यूडलिज्म has been used by the historians to describe the economic, legal, political and social relationship that existed in the Europe in the Middle Era, derived from the German word feud, which means a piece of land. There is no need to explain because we have discussed it, not only one chance, 2, 3 or more chances. So it refers the kind of society that developed in Middle France and later England and the southern Italy. The three countries name which is related to that system. Which is country? फर्स्ट कहता है फ्रांस, सेकेंड कहता है व्हाट? ब्रिटेन, एंड थर्ड कहता है इटली। तो इन तीन देशों के बीच फ्यूडलिज्म स्टार्ट हुआ। यहां पे एकदम क्लियर कि हम जिन चीज को देखने जा रहे हैं वो किन किन देशों के बीच कह रही है? 3 देशों के बीच की बात कर रहा है। कह रहा है इन एन इकोनॉमिक सेंस फ्यूडलिज्म रेफर टू काइंड ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर प्रोडक्शन विच इज बेस्ड ऑन रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन लॉर्ड एंड पीजेंट्स। फ्यूडलिज्म दैट वाज बेस्ड ऑन रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन लॉर्ड, इसको आप शॉर्ट फॉर्म में नोबेल को क्या लिख सकते हैं? लॉर्ड, Lord or and peasants. It was clearly explained that feudalism, it means the रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन द लॉर्ड एंड पीजेंट्स, लॉर्ड और पीजेंट्स के बीच की जो घटनाएं हैं वो आप इसमें समझ सकते हैं, क्लियरली मेंशन हुआ है माय डियर स्टूडेंट। एंड कहता है कि इन एन इकोनॉमिक सेंस, आर्थिक आधार पर समझना चाहें तो फ्यूडलिज्म को आप समझ सकते हैं कि क्या ये खेती से संबंधित है, कृषि से संबंधित है, और इसमें दो लोगों के बीच की बॉन्डिंग को एक्सटेंड करने का प्रयास किया गया है। किसकी बॉन्डिंग? तो कहता है दो लोग की बॉन्डिंग है, एक लॉर्ड है और एक पीजेंट्स है। ओके, द लेटर कल्टिवेटेड देयर ओन लैंड एज वेल एज दैट ऑफ द लॉर्ड। द पीजेंट्स परफॉर्म लेबर सर्विसेज फॉर द लॉर्ड्स who in exchange provided military protection. They also had extensive judicial control over peasants. Thus feudalism went beyond the economic to cover the social and the political aspects of life as well. Although its roots have been traced to practice that existed in the Roman Empire and during the age of the French king, the Karl Marx, 742 to 1815. Feudalism has established way of life in the large part of Europe may be said to have emerged later in the 11th century. एकदम क्लियर कहता है, कुछ बातें साफ साफ कहने का प्रयास करता है। ऑथर कहता है कि जो फ्यूडलिज्म है, फ्यूडलिज्म शब्द की व्याख्या एक मध्यकालीन शब्द है, मिडिल क्लास का एक वर्ड है, मिडिल एरा का एक वर्ड है फ्यूडलिज्म, जो दो बातों को बताता है कि ये संबंध किसके बीच है। कहता है किसान के बीच और जो जमीन का मालिक है लॉर्ड के बीच। कहता है कि अगर आर्थिक संबंध की बात करें, अगर इकोनॉमिक सेंस में इस चीज को हम देखें तो कहता है कि अगर हम इन चीजों को समझने का प्रयास करें फ्यूडलिज्म को, तो एक ऐसे समाज के बारे में आपको मालूम चलेगा जो जमीन के आधार पे आधारित है। जो किसान है वो अपने खेतों में काम करता है और खेतों में काम करने के बाद में लॉर्ड के द्वारा से प्रोटेक्शन प्रदान किया जाता है। प्रोटेक्शन लॉर्ड कृषकों पर व्यापक न्यायिक अधिकार भी रखते थे। इसीलिए जो फ्यूडल है, फ्यूडल न केवल आर्थिक बल्कि सामाजिक और राजनीतिक पहलुओं पर भी अधिकार रखते थे, जो बड़े जिसकी जड़ें रोमन साम्राज्य में विद्यमान प्रथाओं और फ्रांस के राजा शारलैन के काल में पाई गई। तथापि ऐसा कहा जाता है कि जीवन के सुनिश्चित तरीकों को जो फ्यूडल की उत्पत्ति यूरोप के अनेक भागों में हमें 11वीं सेंचुरी के आसपास दिखाई दे लगती है। कहता है सीधे सीधे ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट आई एम टेलिंग यू दैट द फ्यूडलिज्म इन दिस सिस्टम, इन द फ्यूडल सिस्टम, द लॉर्ड है, द नोबल है, द बिगेस्ट अथॉरिटी, दे हैव सुप्रीम पावर, दे कंट्रोल्ड द सोशल लाइफ ऑफ द नोबल, द पॉलिटिकल लाइफ ऑफ द नोबल, sorry, social life of the peasants, political life of the peasants, and their economical life also controlled by nobles. नोबल्स के द्वारा उनकी तीनों चीजों पे कंट्रोल किया गया। कहता है ये व्यवस्था कब से शुरू हुई? When that system started, तो कहता है Charlemagne was, I mean to say that the French king Charlemagne 742 to 815 the feudalism started. शार्लमैन के काल में फ्यूडलिज्म की व्यवस्था स्टार्ट हुई। कहता है एटलीस्ट 11th सेंचुरी के मिड तक आते आते ये सिस्टम प्रॉपरली डेवलप हो चुकी थी। कब हो चुकी है फ्यूडलिज्म? अब इन चीजों को ऐसे समझिए। कहता है ये सिस्टम कब डेवलप हुई? ये सिस्टम एटलीस्ट यहां तक आते आते, कहता है ये फ्यूडलिज्म जो वर्ड है, कहता है किसके समय में? तो कहता है कि एटलीस्ट 11th सेंचुरी के मिड तक आते आते ये व्यवस्था पूरी तरीके से फिक्स हो चुकी थी, स्टेब्लिश हो चुकी थी अपने प्रॉपर फॉर्म में। तो ये पूरी सिस्टम को एक्सपेंड करने का प्रयास कर रहा है। दैट्स व्हाई आई एम सेइंग दैट इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग व्हिच यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड। माय डियर स्टूडेंट, दिस इज द वेरी वेरी इजी चैप्टर, But when you will read your book and try to understand what I am saying, then you can really understand. तो हमने आज जिन चीज़ों पे बात की, जिन चीज़ों को देखा, आज हमने कुछ नहीं डिस्कस किया. Only today I will discuss the meaning of feudalism. I have discussed the meaning of feudalism. I have discussed the evidences. Behalf of that we can find out the common history, common people history, on the behalf of the various evidences which is collected by the European historians. Today we have already also discussed about that the feudalism started from which era. We got study on the time period when the feudalism started. So I hope you are getting what I am saying. आज के लिए इतना ही. Goodbye and take care.